What exactly hospital management encompass?
A complete array of activities which sort of get synchronized and then you deliver the patient care.
How does a typical day look like for a hospital manager or an administrator?
Because we are in the business of serving sick people.
A great hospital does not just happen, it is managed, nurtured, and led with vision. So, what does it really take to run a hospital 24 cross 7, 365 days a year, where every second matters and it can be a chance of life or death? So, how does a hospital CEO do it all? Let's find out from Mr. Ankush, who is currently the CEO of one of the largest pathology chain, Sterling Accuris Diagnostics. He has done his MBA in hospital administration and has worked at the helm in hospitals like Hinduja, Hiranandani, and Sterling Group. Thank you so much, Mr. Ankush, for taking out time to speak to us today on hospital management and administration.
Pleasure is entirely mine, Ruchika.
So, Mr. Ankush, I'll start the conversation by asking you what exactly hospital management encompass?
See, when you see a hospital, what is the end game? The end service is patient care. Patients come to you for treatment, but that is the core service which a hospital provides. To provide that service, there are a lot of support functions which work with each other in coordination to deliver the ultimate patient care. So doctors are one part of the overall service delivery, but there's a lot of things which go into giving service to the patient. Hospital management is about managing all other services, including patient care, to deliver a complete holistic experience and a outcome which is important for the patient. So hospital management is a complete array of activities which sort of get synchronized and then you deliver the patient care.
Okay. So, are the terms hospital management, hospital administration, or the healthcare administration, they are all interchangeable?
So see, healthcare administration is a very large field. Hospitals are one part of entire healthcare management. So pharma industry, devices, diagnostics, payment systems, third-party payers, insurance companies, and hospitals. The entire health management is a group of industries which work together to deliver health management, where government plays an important role, government schemes play an important role. So all that encompass health management. But when it comes to hospital management and hospital operations, hospital management is a strategic function where you look at planning a hospital, designing a hospital, you look at how the hospital will be funded in terms of capital. You try and decide what are the specialties that one is going to run, what should be the models on which people should be engaged to provide services. Whereas hospital administration is more operative in nature, it is day to day operations. So billing, housekeeping, laundry, support services, running organizations, customer care service, that all will encompass hospital administration, right?
Okay. That
Hospital,
explains it very well.
so hospital administrators eventually become hospital management guys because first you should know the shop floor before
Hmm,
becoming a
hmm,
strategic planner or a thinker. If I don't know what the operations are, how a
hmm.
department works, I cannot
Hmm.
plan a hospital, right? So everybody in hospital administration, hospital management starts from basic operational skills, develop it over a period of time, and then graduates into hospital management roles.
Okay, so that's how you rise through the ranks.
Yes, yes.
Now, coming to the educational pathway in order to pursue this career. So, what are some typical educational qualifications that are required to enter in this field?
So basically, there are many colleges in the country which offer graduation, post-graduation, hospital administration, hospital management. To name a few, my own college, Institute of Management Studies, Devillia University, Indore. Apart from that, Tata Institute of Social Sciences got a very good program. In Jaipur, there is a Institute of Healthcare Management and Research, IIHMR. That program is also a very reputable program. Couple of IIMs have started programs in hospital administration, hospital management. ISB offers a program in hospital management. So there are a couple of colleges which have started offering this type of programs. It is not necessary that you have to have medicine as your graduation to pursue hospital management career. People from commerce background, people from arts background, people from hospitality background, engineering background, they are all eligible to pursue this type of programs. There are some programs which are 5 years program, like I did my 5 years MBA in hospital administration, which is a blend of medicine as well as management. And there are some programs which are pure out and out management programs which you can do after your graduation, right? The advantage of doing a specific program in hospital administration stroke hospital management is that it's a very domain specific program. You know? First, I need to understand what the industry is all about. When we talk about hospital healthcare, we only talk about care that a patient gets in a hospital. But we do not understand that even an electrician is as important in hospital. If the light is not up 24 by 7, right?
Mm.
There's downtime in the air conditioning department, right? Your OTs might get impacted. Their productivity may get impacted. You may not be able to run it 24 by 7, or you may not get the full productivity out of the department. So even a small skill like electrician or a plumber may become very, very important in a hospital setting. So until unless you read, you study what the subject is all about, ultimately, I strongly believe that, like chartered accountancy or like law or any other subject for that matter, management is a subject of practice. Right? In the colleges, you just build base of theoretical knowledge, but that knowledge is very, very important to actually start your practice in a field. So I don't think that there is any issue. Anybody can pursue hospital administration management provided they're passionate about the field.
Okay. So, the internships and on-ground training during the studies is really important because at least it gives you some exposure of how it is going to be like in the practical world.
Yes, of course, it is very, very important. I think most of the colleges have internships, project work, and field work built into their curriculum. The idea is that you should be able to appreciate that first what a hospital facility is all about. You should be able to understand the basic processes, what a hospital administration management practice is.
Hmm.
Irrespective, you go to any college, any course, any curriculum, these are intrinsic part of those programs.
So, how does a student uh, build early on, build the skills early on if they are interested in going in this field? Like, suppose, the child has a clarity in 11th and 12th itself. Now,
So
what should be their next steps to enter in this field?
basically, soft skills, as we all know, communication is the most important skill in hospital management, hospital administration. And there is specific reason why I'm so. I'm not
Mr.
talking.
Ankush, can you be a little louder because I can't hear you sometimes too well.
I'm saying that communication is the most important skill for a hospital administrator or hospital manager. And the reason why I'm saying so is because the variety of skill sets with which a hospital administrator deals is very, very different. You are at one point in time you're talking to a nurse, and another point in time you're talking to a cardiologist, and another point in time you're talking to a finance guy, and another time you are handling a supply chain guy, right? You are handling
Okay.
a irate customer, you are handling a billing problem, you are talking to the banks for fundraising. So
Mm-hmm.
until and unless you are extrovert, you have to have very good communication skill. You should be able to connect with people, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's very, very important. Generally, people put a lot of emphasis on leadership. That leadership as a skill should be developed.
Mm-hmm.
For one to be in leadership position, the most important aspect is connecting with people, right? And in today's technology world, where
Mm,
everything is moving on technology, everything is
mm,
going on AI, robotics, and so on.
mm,
In hospitals also the processes are getting automated. Right? A lot of automation is coming in hospital process. I'm not talking about medical technology.
mm,
I'm not talking about what's going on inside a CT machine or MRI machine and how they are getting automated and how AI is playing a role in it.
mhm,
Basic processes, right from taking appointment of a doctor to paying the bill in the hospital, technology started playing very, very important role. So you have to have a mindset which is systems oriented, where you can think logically, you can understand the start point and the end point of a process. You should be able to put your logic that how this process can be simplified and made better so that the throughput is also high as well as the patient is also comforted or the patient relative is comforted, right? If
okay.
there, these are basic ingredients and if you have this skills in you,
Mm,
then obviously leadership positions are not very far from
yeah.
you.
So, do you need to prepare for any entrance exam
Yeah,
to apply
definitely.
for courses?
All these colleges have their entrance exams, and it is very, very important, like you do for any other career or any other profession. Uh,
Mm,
some colleges have take intake from their general administration test, and some have their specialized test. So you have to apply to those colleges and appear for their exams. And most of these tests would test your English, logical reasoning, and those type of things, which are part of any management
mm,
entrance exams. Mm.
yeah.
So they don't test you on medicine because medicine is not something that is a prerequisite to become a hospital manager or a hospital
Okay.
administrator.
Okay. So that is why you can be from any stream, whether
Absolutely.
commerce, humanities, or science.
So,
And would you recommend a student to go for both bachelor's and master's in hospital administration and management if they have decided to make a career in this field? Or, they can choose a generic bachelor's and then go for specialization later on while doing their master's? What would you recommend?
see, my recommendation is that you do bachelor's and master's both in hospital administration, hospital management. But at the same time, when you are in class 11th and 12th, you don't have a lot of clarity on what is next for you in life.
Hmm,
So these colleges do not restrict you from taking admissions if you are from BBA General Management or you are a BCom graduate or a BA
hmm,
graduate, right? Because these are general administrative programs. These are not something which are very, very specific and they want biology as your base or they are looking at biotechnology as your base or something like that, right? So even if you pursue graduation as in general management and then try and go for hospital management, hospital administration, you want to figure out later in your life that is this something which is exciting and this is
hmm,
what you want to do. You can do it after graduation also. I know a couple of people in my organization and I know a couple of people in my professional circle who are basically bachelors of engineering in biomedical sciences. And then they have done their hospital administration. Because if you look at a hospital, after land and building, the
hmm.
maximum capital expenditure in the Department of Biomedical.
Okay.
So if you're a hospital management student and if
Hmm,
you've done your biomedical engineering, right? So you understand the equipment. And for you then to work on the financials of the equipment financing, or payback of that equipment or utilization of that equipment, it becomes easier for you. Vis-a-vis a non-engineering graduate. Right. I know a couple of people who have done their bachelor's in pharmacy and thereafter they have graduate, they have done their postgraduate in hospital management. And they are managing now pharmacies of hospitals. Right.
okay. Okay. Yeah. I mean, you can do a B pharma
Yes,
and then handle the pharmacy of the hospital.
absolutely. Absolutely.
So, what are various functions within the hospital management and administration space, like both? What are the various functions, uh, that are involved in managing the hospital from the bottom to the top?
So see, first is support services as we spoke, housekeeping, security, laundry, maintenance, right? Ambulance services, telephone services. This all will encompass support services. Then obviously there will be human resources department because hospitals employ, as I said, variety of skill sets. A 100-bed hospital will employ around 300 odd people, apart from doctors, right? So these 300 people will be, there will be customer care guys, there will be reception staff, there will be marketing guys, sales guys, finance guys, supply chain guys. So HR becomes a very important function. Then supply chain obviously becomes a very, very important function. Finance, of course, as we spoke, is a very, very important function. Apart from that, maintenance, biomedical maintenance becomes a very important department. So there are multiple. IT itself is a very huge department, right? All these hospitals they work on softwares. So IT infrastructure, management of cloud, uh, data privacy, cyber security. Every skill possibly has a place in hospital, right? I've seen people coming from IT background, then doing hospital management, and now they are managing large IT departments of hospitals. Okay. So there are all these functions which are required in any organization, also required in hospitals. Look at me, I started my life as a HR professional. I am basically MBA in hospital administration. My first job was as HR professional. I worked as HR professional for 17 years before I started running a company, right? So my classmates, they started in supply chain, somebody started in quality management, somebody started in quality certification. All of them have now grown through the ranks and they are either become head of the departments or they become head of the institutions. And that is how it is. Okay. So,
So that brings me to my next question, which is a very logical offshoot of the question that we were talking about right now. What are the different job profiles and roles, within this whole setup, which are available, whether it is administration or management? Like, if you can specifically talk about the job profiles and roles, and what kind of a salary range one can expect at the entry level, mid level, and the senior levels.
as far as job roles are concerned, it is very important to understand that whether I want to start from general administration or I want to start with a function specific role, right? So general administration, I explained to you, billing, customer care services, and all other things will encompass general administration. But I have very specific interest in HR, marketing, supply chain, then my job description would change. Most of the hospitals would hire you either as a management trainee in a particular function or they will hire you as a management trainee in general administration, right?
Sorry, management training in the
In general administration department, right?
and
Or they will hire you as a management trainee in a specific function, either
okay.
supply chain, HR, IT, whatever. And to the best of my knowledge, management trainees nowadays are paid somewhere between 6 lakhs to 9 lakhs.
Hmm,
It started as a stipend. And then when they, after a year or two, when they become assistant managers or managers,
hmm,
go somewhere between 10 to 15 lakh rupees of salary in a metropolitan city. Once you become, you achieve a rank of a vice president, the salaries would range somewhere between 25 lakh to 40 lakh rupees. To become a vice president, one must have a professional journey of around 10 to 12 years. That is the body of work that is required. And you can very easily achieve that level. If you are heading a hospital, 100-bed hospital, 150-bed hospital,
hmm.
you can expect a salary of 60, 65 lakh rupees per annum.
All right, understood. And can you throw some light on how does a typical day look like for a hospital manager or an administrator, and what kind of a work-life balance are we talking about in this profession?
See, I don't want to scare anybody, but when you talk of healthcare,
No, we still want the truth
yeah,
and
so
the
there's no
on it and
work-life
the
balance.
real and the realities, on ground.
So healthcare, there is no work-life balance. In the first place, let us admit that because we are in the business of serving sick people. So 24 by 7, 365 days, we are on the job. Emergency, administrative emergency can occur at any given point in time. Say, for example, there is a system breakdown, right?
Mhm.
There is a cyber attack on your hospital or your website. You may have to rush to the hospital. There may be fire in the campus. There may be a rowdy patient. Somebody has passed away despite of best care. Right?
Mm.
You, you have to go and handle that situation. So, as a administrator, 24 by 7, you are on the job. That is the first and foremost thing. And pardon me saying this in Indian context, most of the professions are 24 by 7. So it's just in the mind that I work for 5 days. But if my boss calls me on the sixth day, or if he calls me on my on a holiday, and if I
Mm.
receive an email, then obviously I'm on the job. So here we have to be available 24 by 7, 365 days. And that is slightly different as compared to any other industry. I would have been an IT professional, possibly in my out of 52 Saturday, Sunday, at least I would have got 27, 28, 29 Saturday, Sundays off, right? But in this case, emergency can stuck anytime. Administrative
Do you
role,
have night shift? Like, do you have, are there night shifts in this role as well?
not really, but you have to be on call. If there is a problem, I have to go and I have to attend to that problem. Okay. The technical staff obviously works in 3 shifts. Administrative staff, they work in 1 shift. But they have
Mm-hmm.
to be available. If there is an emergency, somebody may call you to seek a solution, right?
Mm-hmm.
What is administration? Administration most of the time problem solving. And when the escalation will come, when the people on ground are not able to handle the problem, then only the escalation will come. So if I have 100 patients in a day and they are admitted for 7 days, so there are 700 bed nights which are occupied, if I have to put it that way. And one night I may get a call for one of the patients. But I have to be on my guard that the call may come anytime and I may have to either guide that person on phone, or if required, I will have to go on ground and solve the problem.
Okay. Okay. So it's a tough life in this profession.
Yeah, but it's a niche profession because nowadays when talent is available in plenty, this type of industries, if you look at the number of private hospitals, number of uh, institutions opening on a daily basis, the type of private equity investment which is coming in the industry, right? It's a very niche type of industry.
And it's a booming industry. It will always be, there will always be a need for healthcare.
Yes, so in a way, it's a evergreen type of industry.
Mm.
In engineering, they say mechanical is the evergreen branch. Right? Likewise, hospital administration, hospital management, hospitals will be there, and they will always be ready to serve patients. They can't take it easy that today is a Sunday and so it's an easy day for me. There will be some 60, 70 patients admitted in the wards, right? And the
Mm.
treatment is going on. So I
Yeah.
will have to go on a Sunday and take a round that everything is fine. That's fine. That's a small
Of
price.
course, we saw that during the COVID time, how the people in the management and the administration space, they just worked, at an unprecedented levels, even though people like me and all of us were confined to our homes.
More than that, see, that is where your administrative skills get tested. When there is a scarcity of resources and when the demand is very, very high,
Mm.
then all your management practice comes to fore, your skills come to fore because you have to manage in limited resources and you have to see to it that everybody is attended to, everybody gets the right care and everybody goes well back home. And that is where this hospital management, hospital administration gets tested. I myself was 24 by 7, 365 days. I was in the lab looking at that quick results are given to the patient because their treatment is dependent on the results. And so there will be war times. In any profession, there are war times, and we have to be prepared for that. Right? The
Okay.
profession is tough only from one standpoint, is that the variety of skill sets and the variety of IQ with which you deal is very different as compared to any other industry. So say for example, I have to juxtapose it against the IT company. So you will be dealing more with white collar people, people who have
Mhm.
IQ, equivalent level of IQ, who understand what is a project timeline, who know what is client, how it has to be
Okay.
dealt with. But here the skill set is and the IQ set is very, very different. At one time, as I said, you are dealing with an attendant, hospital attendant, a ward boy in common man's language, and at the other point in time, you are dealing with a robotic surgeon.
Mm.
So your mental frequency has to change very, very fast because every minute you are dealing with a very different skill set. At one point in time, you may have to attend to a billing guy. Another time, you are sitting in a meeting discussing finances of the hospital. Another hour, you are sitting and negotiating supplies with a vendor. So the skills, 360 degree skills, as we say, 360 degree stakeholder management. So one side is the patient, another side is the clinicians, third side is the staff, and fourth is the external stakeholder, your investors, your promoters, your bankers, your supply chain guys, media, press, bureaucracy. So that way, the profession is exciting, it is challenging, and it's very rewarding.
Uh, there is such a high demand of professionals in this healthcare management and administration space. So, do you think there are enough colleges and courses in India to meet that demand? Or do you see a lot of students and professionals moving abroad as well for higher degrees or for better pay packages and greener pastures?
See, the answer lies in the model of healthcare delivery across countries. Outside India, there are countries where 100% healthcare is provided by the government. There are countries where healthcare is provided through insurance.
Mhm.
There are countries where there are no private hospitals. Everything is governed by the government. Okay. So when you go and study hospital administration, hospital management, you actually study their systems of
Okay.
delivering healthcare, which may
Mm.
not be relevant to your own country.
Understood. Mm.
Okay. So this is a very, very country specific type of a industry. So suppose I decide to go to a different country and I want to study healthcare administration there, then possibly I will have to look at a career in that country in their healthcare system. If I come back and I try to say that I will try to make a career in my country,
Mm.
then actually I am not completely aware of healthcare system in my country. So students who know about healthcare system of my country, they know my industry. If I have to select, I would select those students above the students who studied some another healthcare system, right?
Okay. So obviously it makes sense to, if you want to work in India, then it makes sense to pursue a course from a college in India.
Yeah. So I keep saying that healthcare is a very local phenomenon. Because
Okay.
it changes from state to state. Because as per our constitution, health is a state subject, right? So when something is so local,
Mm.
you can go globally, you can study about some best practices, you can study about technology and all other things, and
Mm.
bring them back and try to localize. But possibly first thing first is you understand the domestic healthcare system, take some years of experience, then go there, study subject of your interest. So say for example, I want to understand IT-enabled processes, and I want to go in a different country and understand how the processes are automated there. I
Mm.
can go there and possibly come back and implement those systems in my country. But again, I'm telling you, uh, I strongly believe that whether you do your management course, general management course from best institution in the country,
Mm.
management is a subject of practice.
Mm.
So once you start practicing, you will start realizing that what is my interest, what is it that I want to do.
Correct. Correct.
Everybody eventually will become CEO, but you can become a CEO if you are passionate about the field, right? In any field, it doesn't happen that you pass tomorrow and day after tomorrow you will become vice president. It never happens. So
I
this
understand.
subject also needs practice. Every patient will come with a different set of issues. The issue may not be necessarily on the medical care. Somebody may have problem with food, somebody may have problem with charges, somebody may have a problem with staff, somebody may have problem with the infrastructure. Every patient is unique in their own way. And until unless you practice the subject, until unless you deal with multiple problems, the practice will not refine and you will not rise through the range.
Okay.
If you are willing to take that grind, if you are willing to apply yourself, there is no profession like hospital administration.
So that brings me to my next question. What kind of a personality and mindset will thrive in this sector?
One is a go-getter attitude. Right? You have to, as I said earlier also, you have to have a mindset where you are willing to handle all type of skill sets, number one. Number two, you have to be mentally tough. Hospital at times you face very, very difficult situations. Difficult situations not in the sense that people become violent or they become aggressive or you have to face those type of situations. But sometimes you may yourself go a lot of emotional turmoil when you see sickness, when you see sick people, and you are there to give them encouragement, give them motivation, give them care. Sometimes you have to motivate the staff members also. So you have to be very, very mentally tough. And you have to pick up different skills to become an administrator. You should know finance also, you should know supply chain also, you should know HR also, you should know IT also, a bit of medical administration also. Then only you can see it's a gamut of activities which actually leads to the final service to a patient.
Yeah, and only that's how you will rise the ranks, as you said. No, you have to start with
Yeah.
knowing all the ground level functions first, then becoming a manager.
So there are two things. One is willingness and second is ableness.
Sorry, first is?
One is willingness and second is ableness, right?
Okay.
So if you're not willing,
Hmm.
your able has got no meaning.
Hmm.
Okay. Once you are willing to apply yourself, you are willing to pick up different skill sets, you are willing to grow yourself, you are willing to learn. Hospital management, hospital administration, you have to take it as a profession where you are a student for life. Every situation may be different. You may not have encountered that situation. Your black box may not throw you a solution immediately. You will have to think. Critical thinking skills are very, very important. Right?
Okay. I would like to wrap up this podcast by asking you to give advice to students who really want to make a meaningful impact through this career.
So my advice is very, very simple. As they say, if you're picking up this profession, you have to a lot of perseverance and patience. Right? And you should be really passionate about this profession. You will definitely get good results if you consistently keep working hard and keep looking at developing yourself, your skills to be CEO of a top leading hospital. If you have it in you, you feel that you are ready for the grind, degree alone would not help. It will just give you a sort of exposure to what the field is all about. But if you are not ready, sometimes your personal life has to be sacrificed. Work-life balance gets disturbed. Your family may complain that you are not giving time,
Yeah.
right? You have to be prepared for that. But let me tell you, the respect that you get in the profession alongside the financial and professional growth is tremendous. The type of context that you make in society is tremendous. The way people look at you in the society is very different. Right? When I go in my social circles and I say that I run a healthcare organization, they look at me very differently. Right? I get a lot of respect, and sometimes I get amazed that what is so different in me, why people are just becoming so humble in front of me, because they recognize the fact that you are doing a hard work of giving care to people who need not only medical care, mental care, physical care, and that is the most important part of it. So this profession can give you professional growth, it can give you financial growth, and it can also get you a lot of respect in the society.
And it's like a big gratification and fulfillment to be at service, through this profession. Like you get to serve people and literally make difference to their lives and see that on a day-to-day basis, which is such a big gratification.
Yeah, so when people come to your office and they thank you for the services that the hospital has provided or healthcare institution has provided, when their patients get cured and they smile on their face, those relationships are long lasting. They are for life. They're not professional relationships. Those people remember you for lifetime for what you have offered to them and to the relatives and to the patients. So that's a very different feeling. It's like a win every day. Every discharged patient who gets the treatment and is cured is like a win every minute, every day.
Yeah. Yes, Mr. Ankush, we totally agree with you. You are really touching lives every day. And thank you so much for giving such valuable, profound insights into hospital management and administration. I'm sure, it will greatly benefit our community of parents and students. Thank you once again for being with us. You are listening to No Herd Mentality Conversations. Please subscribe to our channel for more such in depth conversations on different careers and courses and countries. I'm Ruchika signing off on behalf of No Herd Mentality. Thank you.
Thank you, Ruchika.